Amador County Farm Day, bringing agriculture to the classroom.
Hi everybody!
Hi, my name is Dan.
I'm Tori.
We run Upcountry Farms here in Amador County.
And we grow a whole lot of veggies, lots of vegetables.
We love growing them and we love eating them. We hope you do too.
So today we're going to talk about kind of the whole process of starting the seed to then harvesting the produce. And it all starts from one of these itty bitty seeds. What we do is plant them in these little flats here. Every seed gets a tiny special home in these flats.
These little seeds are going to grow up to be beets.
Yes, these are beet seeds. These are going to be gold beets. We also grow red beets, and they're super tasty. So once we start them, they grow in this greenhouse here for about 1 month, a couple of weeks. And they grow in here. We take really good care of them. We keep them watered. We make sure that they have nutrients and things for them to eat. They eventually look like this.
About a month after she just did, they turn out to look like this, and they're just about ready to plant.
So it goes from seed to little baby plant.
To the field.
And that's the first step.
So now we're going to take these beets that we seeded and out to the field, and we're going to plant them. Here we are out in the field. We're getting ready to plant our beets. So first things first, we got to take care of our soil. So we use this nice compost. You really want to add a lot of life to your soil. And we just spread it evenly. That's really going to give your soil a nice texture, add a lot of nutrients and a lot of bacterial, microbial life, so your plants can thrive. So we're just going to mix it lightly into the soil.
And you can kind of think of this compost as food for your plants. So this is what your plants are going to eat the whole time that they're growing. And if they didn't have good food like this in the soil, they might not grow very big, they might be kind of weak, they might be more prone to getting bad bugs all over them. So the more we take care of our soil, the healthier the plants are going to be, and the better harvest we end up getting from those plants.
So there, I've spread my compost. I took out some little weeds that I don't want in the way of the crop I'm about to grow, which is beets.
And so here we have our beets. These grew from our tiny little seeds like we started in our greenhouse. And what we do is we're really gentle, but we want to make sure that the whole plant goes right into the ground. So we just want their little tops to be sticking up out of the soil, just like that. They're planted pretty close together because we want to make sure that they have just enough growing space. They don't need much, but essentially we can fit about 1,000 beets per bed that we plant, which is a lot of beets. And eventually we'll plant all the way down, which usually takes quite a bit of time. We'll probably plant beets for maybe about 1 hour. It takes about one person 1 hour to plant a whole 100-foot bed of beets. So here we have 2 beds of beets that have been growing, and now we need to take care of them and make sure that they can continue their life cycle really well. So one really important aspect of farming is to just make sure that everything's very well maintained, very clean. We get a lot of weeds that'll pop up, and that often creates a problem for the little baby plants that are trying to grow. So a really good task on the farm that we try to do all the time is weeding. We have these awesome tools that get the job done really nicely. So one person will just go all the way down a bed, make sure it's nice and clean. So aside from maintaining the weeds and making sure that the crops are really nice and clean, the most important aspect of a very, very healthy crop is making sure that it has ample water. So just like I need water and you need water to survive, the plants also need a perfect amount of water in order to grow. If they don't have any, they won't make it, and if they have too much, they might get soggy and they might wither and not last. So we want the soil to be a really good moisture level, and you can see with this soil, it's really nice, not too moist, not too dry, and what this also creates is a really good amount of life for the plants to thrive on too. So because our soil is nice and moist and wet, there's lots of tiny little bugs in there that are doing really good things for our soil. They're decomposing and they're working in there and just creating a really healthy environment for these beets to survive and thrive.
So talking about soil health, we really want to maintain the highest quality soil that we can on our farm, because that produces the good crops that we make a living off of. So one indicator is earthworms, and let's see if I can find one here. I'm gonna dig. I really hope I can. They like really moist soil, really loose soil. All right, let's see what we have here. There we go. There's an earthworm. You can use him to go fishing, but he's better off in your soil because he's really going to help your plants thrive. So I'm going to go ahead and put him back. So here we go. We're about to harvest our beets. It's been about 30 to 40 days since we planted them out in the field, which we showed you earlier. So here they are, and we pull them right out of the ground. They come out fairly easily. And this is what a beet looks like. This is the red beet. The gold beet is noticeably different because it's a different color. But these are my favorite, the red ones. And when we're preparing to take them to market, we usually bundle them in a group so that the customer can buy them like that. Just like this. Then we put a little rubber band around them, hose them off, take them to the market.
And I really like beets because when you cut them open, they're bright, bright pink. The pinkest you've ever seen, and they'll almost make your hands look like you just drew on a coloring page with a bright pink marker that gets that dark. But they're also really, really good for you. They're super full of vitamins. They make really delicious juice if you juice them and add some carrots in there and some apples. Really nutritious juice. And it's crops like this and vegetables like this that really help us stay super healthy, keeps our bodies really strong, keeps us hydrated, and it just helps us live a really healthy, strong life.
Beets are great for the heart.
Super good for the heart. We love this. We take them to our farmers market, and a lot of customers really like beets. So we always try to make sure whenever we go sell produce at the farmers markets that we always bring beets with us. So like I mentioned before, the color is really, really pretty on these. I happen to have a pink knife on me, so let's go ahead and take a look at them. And you can just see how bright and colorful they are. They even look healthy, and just how dark and nice and juicy they are. This is just a symbol of really how healthy they are, how full of nutrients. So you can think of, how dark a vegetable is kind of symbolizes how healthy they are. And this one's really packed full of really good vitamins and minerals. So we've been talking about beets, which is a root crop, which means they technically grow in the soil, either underground or right above the ground. And so we have several other crops that we grow here at our farm that grow in a similar way to beets. One of which is radishes, which if we take this cover off here, we can kind of see we've got this beautiful stand of radishes here. And they grow in a similar way to beets, where they're just sitting right on top of the soil. Rather than like all the way above the ground, they grow kind of close to the soil, sometimes all the way in. You have to just dig them right out. So they're usually covered in dirt when you pull them out of the ground. We'll clean these up really nice and take them to the customers to sell them. But they're really nice. They're kind of spicy. If you've ever had a radish, they're kind of like a little bit spicy flavor to them, but really yummy, super full of nutrients, and we love them. One thing that's kind of interesting about radishes in particular is they can be kind of hard for us to grow sometimes, because not only do we love them, but also a lot of bugs love them too. So you can see we have this light cover here, and we found out very quickly that this cover for us is necessary to grow a good crop of radishes. Because otherwise, if we don't have them covered, we get these teeny tiny little bugs that don't look like anything more than a flea. They're really small, and they love the greens on the radishes. And so if this is just open for the bugs to come enjoy, the bugs will eat all the greens, and we won't get any product. We won't get any radishes to harvest. So we've learned that we have to keep them covered with this lightweight kind of cloth fabric. And as long as that's on top, it protects the plants from any of those bad bugs that we don't want to eat everything. Gotta save some for the farmers and the customers.
So Tori's been talking about root crops, but we grow a lot of other things here at Upcountry Farms too. So I'm going to show you a little bit of lettuce. So lettuce grows all the way on the top of the soil, unlike beets, which will develop the root underground. But lettuce grows on the top of the soil, and it can be hard in the summertime when it's really hot. Lettuce is meant to grow when it's cool outside. But we managed to make it happen, and so we have salads for our customers year-round. It's beautiful lettuce. This is a red leaf, and we basically just cut it at soil level and dunk it in the water to clean it. And then we take it to the farmer's market. Delicious.
So I personally think one of the best things about being a farmer is no matter how dirty your hands get, you always get to just wipe them on your pants. It's the best.
Well, thanks for coming out to Upcountry Farms. We're happy to teach you how to grow beets and how to cook beets, and we hope that you try them for yourselves.
Yeah, and if you have any questions about farming produce like we do out here, we'd be happy to answer your questions, and feel free to give us a call, or at some point you're welcome to come out and set up a time to come see for yourself, or come find us at the farmer's market too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Amador County Farm Day is brought to you by the University of California Division of Agriculture and Natural Resources 4-H program, the Amador County Farm Bureau, the City of Plymouth, the Amador Resource Conservation District, Charles Spinetta Winery and Vineyard, Tumbas Vineyards, CGDRE Vineyard and Winery, Cooper Vineyards, Sierra Pacific Industries, and your local farmers, ranchers, foresters, and agricultural professionals. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more educational videos.